What's going on, y'all? Charge Dave, back again. Complete ownership over your life. Take that. Take that. Hold that. Like I said, welcome back. Episode 4, taking complete ownership of your life. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe, follow, Choose Wisely ENT. Again, we appreciate all the love and all the support. Moving forward, keeping this rolling, Dave, how are you taking complete ownership of your life these days, bro?
Complete ownership of your life. I think that begins with trying to minimize how often you point the finger at somebody else. You know, we all have a lot more control over the things that we can control in our life. When it comes to ownership, you know, that's waking up, that's making sure we're doing the things that we're supposed to do on a daily basis, you know, health-wise, financially, you know, you got a job, so on and so forth. But taking complete ownership of your life starts when you stop blaming other people for the things that you can control, which is like how you deal with things emotionally, how you deal with things mentally, you know, who's at the fault for the things, for the downfalls, for the, you know, for your highs, for your lows. Complete ownership is saying, I'm responsible for this. That's my fault.
That's dope, man. That's dope that we can give this kind of information out. I like to believe that I have positivity in my life that has grown, right? Because I didn't used to be a very positive first person. I was very like pessimistic towards situations. Like, this is this way because of you. This is because of them, right? Once I learned that I had to take complete ownership over the situation I was in, that's when things started to change. Because I stood there and I said to myself, nothing in this life is anybody else's fault, right? You can't sit there and blame your family for holding you back. That's your choice, right? You can't sit there and say, well, I've been doing this or I've been doing that. You know, I've been going to school. I mean, what do you want from me? I don't want anything from you. If you're the one that feels like your life is not where it needs to be, that's on you to figure out why you feel that way, right? I'm not sitting here telling you that the situation you're in isn't good enough. You're telling yourself. Now you're questioning me because you're sitting there saying, why would you say that? I'm saying that because you believe in your heart without telling me that you're not where you want to be. And if that's the case and you don't know where you want to be, start by looking in the mirror and finding out why you feel that way. But that's just how I look at taking complete ownership. Okay, I had to sit there and look in the mirror like, damn, you're very judgmental and you have a lot to say. Well, learn how to say it the right way, and I promise you it'll pay off for you in the long run. And it helped, right? That's one way of me saying, this is how I take complete ownership of my life and saying I was wrong. Right? That's a tough thing for me to say. Now, Dave, I know you have your own steps. I know you gave people what you believe to be, you know, taking complete ownership. Now, how are you taking complete ownership of your life? I mean, I know, but this is for you to tell me.
So what? Along with my journaling, I know I expressed that to you guys earlier. I journal, you know, on a daily basis. But taking you a step further into my journaling, there's a portion of my journaling every single day where I write down the things that I can change. And those are things that, you know, those are actions I can change within, you know, my daily regimen. It's me reflecting on past situations where maybe I could have said something different, or maybe I could have acted a certain way, or whatever the case may be. It's called shadow work. So essentially what shadow work is just you really, really pinpointing a lot of the traumatic situations in your life and talking about how you acted within those situations. So like, I'll talk about my previous relationship, how it ended, you know, so on and so forth. But me doing my shadow work from, you know, countless months on, I've looked at situations and scenarios where maybe I could have said something different, or maybe I could have been a little more emotional or emotionally attached, or a little more affectionate, or a little more understanding. So, you know, in hopes that maybe it didn't turn out the way it did. You know, it did. I can't control that. But what I can control is, you know, the way I handle that same situation next time. Because the next time I'm in a relationship, it's going to come across, you know, a point in time where I got to deal with the same exact thing. You know, nothing really changes within a relationship outside of how you handle situations. And that's me taking complete ownership of, you know, my actions and the things that I do. So little advice, if you guys don't know how to, you know, start with writing it down. You know, what do you do on a daily basis? You know, what are those actions? What are those emotions that follow with what you do every single day? You know, if they're negative, you know, if they're bad, you can change that. You know, it's not really up to anybody else. It's up to you. You know, you're making that conscious decision to say, I'm going to change the way I act because I can kind of control that portion of the reaction or that portion of the situation.
I feel that. A lot of people don't actually take complete ownership of their life, you know, so to give somebody the ability like you just did right now, just to know what it is, to understand that, you know what, I have a shitty job because I chose that. You know, I have a bad relationship because of decisions I've made, right? You know, and people will be like, well, no, they cheated on me. Well, no, you choose to still be there, right? That is your choice. You need to take complete ownership of the fact that why does this person feel the need to look for satisfaction and, you know, romance somewhere else? Why aren't you enough, right? That's something that people need to understand, that taking complete ownership of your life isn't just talking about, well, you know, I made a mistake, it's my fault, I'm sorry, let's learn from that. No, taking complete ownership is, you know what? Prime example, I'm going to give it right back to you, right? Prime example here. Dave on the last podcast talked about how relationships came and gone, right? And how he said his lack of communication in the prior relationships, you know, kind of sidetracked these relationships. So now that he's moved forward, he was able to tell you guys, hey, look, these are my expectations in a relationship. Why is this an expectation? Because I'm taking complete ownership over what happened, and a big part of that was his lack of communication. So he knows that that was a problem, and now he's working on fixing it. And the beginning steps of fixing that situation is saying, I made the mistake of not being able to talk to you. You know what I mean? But like I said, that's tough. It's tough to sit there and analyze yourself, to say, you know, Rob, you're not a nice guy, right? Just because you can say whatever you feel and you don't care about what they think, that don't mean that it needs to be said. You know what I mean? I don't need to sit there and tell somebody, oh, look, the job you work is a dead-end job and you're never going to be anything in life. No. Put them in a position, or put yourself in a position for them to see, okay, look, that didn't need to be said. There's ways to say that, but it didn't need to be said like that, because that's the problem, right? I need to take complete ownership over my life to say, who am I to tell somebody else that their job is dead end when I don't make as much as them? Or, you know, I'm not where they want to be. You can't give advice to somebody and saying, this is what you need to be in life, and I'm not there, right? I can't tell somebody, which is why it's easy for me to talk about certain types of relationships, because again, I'm looking up and I can, you know, the mentors that I have and the people around me allow me to broaden my horizons to say, you know what, I can talk about this subject, and this is how I'm going to talk about the subject. Taking complete ownership and saying, you know what, maybe, sorry, but maybe, you know, being a personal trainer at a private gym isn't good enough, Rob, right? Take complete ownership and stop complaining about the fact you have no health insurance, you have no benefits, you have nothing to take care of yourself, and the amount of money you're making doesn't make up for that either. So that is your fault. I made the bad decision. You didn't, right? The homies didn't. I made that bad decision. So I need to sit there and look myself in the mirror and say, well, what's important? Having a fun job that allows you to hang out, or find yourself something that you enjoy doing that can make you a lot of money and do the right things.
Simple as that. You can't look, and I'll keep it as simple as this. Probably my last final statement. If you're not willing to help yourself, nobody is going to be willing to help you out. If you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, I need to do this for me, ain't nobody else gonna look you in the face and say that they want to help you either. That's surface level for any portion of your life. If you can't say I need help or I need to fix this because of me, ain't nobody gonna want to help you, bro. And that's just it.
Simple. Start taking complete ownership of your life. If you don't like what's going on, don't point the finger. What they say, 1 that way, 3 this way. That's simple. That is very simple. That's it. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for coming out. Like, subscribe, run up this video too. We appreciate the last love. We're just gonna keep posting them. The shorts are coming. They're there. The shorts are there. Just keep following. I promise you they're coming. The shorts are coming. Thank you. Peace.